What are some common misunderstandings about INTPs? In this video, I am going to dispel some of the common misunderstandings about INTPs. So you've heard that INTPs are these weird, quirky, hard-to-understand people. But what does that really mean? Are we really as strange as people say we are? In this video, I'm going to clear up some of the most common misunderstandings about us and set the record straight. Thank you for watching another Life Nuggets video. If you like our content, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. 1. INTPs are not always introverted. They can be very social when they want to be. There's an INTP myth floating around that we're some kind of disconnected loners, content to interact only through our thumbs and keyboards. Well, I'm here to tell you, INTPs know how to let loose and have a good time. When the right people are in the mix, INTPs actually thrive in social settings. Sure, we can be introverts, but not all the time. It just takes the right environment with people we feel comfortable with to open up. Then nobody can keep us quiet. So if you've got INTP friends who don't seem that social, chances are they need better motivation than dust bunnies or conspiracy theories. Or maybe just your company. 2. INTPs are not always indifferent and unemotional. They can feel a wide range of emotions. INTPs have a reputation for often being aloof and indifferent, but this simply isn't the case. INTPs feel quite deeply and express a wide range of emotions, though typically in unique and private ways. Despite preconceived notions that INTPs don't display emotion, these folks feel just as much joy and sadness as anyone else. However, INTPs are often fiercely independent and may compartmentalize their feelings so they can stay focused on intellectual concepts and ideas that interest them. This can sometimes result in INTPs being unfairly labeled as emotionally detached, when this couldn't be further from the truth. INTPs are more than capable of experiencing a rainbow of emotions. These cunning little unicorns, disguised as human beings, go forth. Let your emotional flag fly high. 3. INTPs do not always have all the answers. In fact, they often enjoy exploring new ideas and theories. INTPs may be known for their analytical abilities, but that doesn't mean they have all the answers or even that they want to. INTPs are actually quite content exploring new ideas, which can range from philosophical theories and scientific discoveries to new jokes and witty anecdotes. They are always up for trying something different and enjoy puzzles and riddles as much as anyone else. After all, why limit yourself to one answer when there's an interesting journey to get there? INTPs might not have all the answers, but that just means they have more room to grow. 4. INTPs are not always logical. Their thinking process is more complex than that. INTPs may appear logical on the surface, but peel back that layer, and you'll find a web of complexity. INTPs are characterized by their ability to come up with creative solutions and challenges to the status quo. This can sometimes be perceived as illogical by those who don't understand INTPs fully. INTPs' attitude towards learning is always open-ended. Critical thinking helps INTPs take multiple perspectives, which can often lead to non-linear and unpredictable thinking. They aren't jumping through hoops to fit traditional logic-based models. Instead, INTPs like to explore new paths and challenge accepted ideals in frequently unexpected ways. So while INTPs may not always live up to the traditional notion of being logical, they are almost always a step ahead of the curve. 5. INTPs are not always single-minded and inflexible. They can change their minds if presented with evidence that supports a different perspective. INTPs can sometimes get a bad rap for being inflexible and single-minded, but the reality is far from that. INTPs are actually renowned for their open-minded approach to life, always ready to challenge assumptions and consider new perspectives as long as they have evidence to support them. INTPs can quickly change their minds if they are presented with data that contradicts or better explains their original point of view. In the words of popular philosopher Aristotle, INTPs can aptly be described as changeable and varied in their actions, never stubborn when presented with compelling evidence. 6. INTPs are not always unapproachable and aloof. Many enjoy interacting with others on a personal level. INTPs may be perceived as too thoughtful or reclusive to bother interacting with others on a personal level, but this stereotype simply isn't true. INTPs can often surprise you by how open and friendly they are when it comes to communication. With their innate curiosity and thirst for knowledge, INTPs can make amazing companions who will always provide an interesting perspective in conversations. So don't be shy if you happen to get lucky enough to know an INTP. Chances are they'll be just as happy to get to know you too. 7. INTPs are not always arrogant and superior. In fact, many struggle with feelings of inadequacy. INTPs have an unfair reputation of being standoffish or arrogant, but in reality, many INTPs are far from Theseus on the throne boasting the highest of towers. INTPs tend to be reserved and introspective, which can come off as intimidating to those outside their bubble, when in actuality, INTPs are just trying to find their place and may feel inadequate in comparison with the views they are continually confronted with. INTPs often spend a lot of time analyzing themselves and situations in order to make decisions, expanding their energy along the way. This isn't arrogance, it's a genuine search for personal meaning and satisfaction that actually renders INTPs more vulnerable than cocky. INTPs are often misunderstood, but there's no need to worry. INTPs are often seen as reserved, futuristic dreamers who need space and privacy in order to organize their thoughts. But this is far from the truth. INTPs can be quiet or outgoing depending on their mood, and they're incredibly clever when it comes to developing new insights on a subject. So don't miss out. If you want more information about INTPs, subscribe to my channel so you'll get the inside scoop on how you can make the most of being an INTP.